Maryland, Florida, Sweet 16, the Crab Five versus do you have a nickname for the Gators that you love?
Yeah, Queen. They
We're
come
still
on
doing
now,
that.
G. Come on now. They said once again, I just had to always remind people it's fun, it's quirky, it's cute to hate on the fat boy until the fat boy hits a left running leaner off the glass for game. God, I love this team. I do not have a nickname for the Gators. They are just the best team in the country, in my opinion. Give a
Yeah, what
nickname.
are you going to do here? Because this is your favorite player. You got the March moment you wanted. It's your
Hmm.
favorite player versus your favorite team.
Hmm.
What do you do with that?
It's take me instead. Take me instead.
You're going to have to pick one of them at the end of this.
Yeah, I know. I'm not looking forward to it.
I also know what you're picking.
Do you?
Yeah, 100%.
Who?
You're picking the team that's going to definitively, demonstratively win this game.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I am. I am. But
Should we
let's.
do like should we do like 9 minutes of preview where we don't act like that's gonna happen though?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. So which starting five is better? The one with the nickname or Florida's thing is not necessarily great starters. They are a great team, don't get me wrong. They have great players everywhere, but like they are a team that really thrives off of utilizing their depth, going to their bench. They have a bunch of experienced players. They have a bunch of talent. You go back through the games that they've played in this tournament, they have three different guys playing double digit minutes off the bench. Howe's been a guy who's played starter minutes. Hanlogton formerly was the starting center on this team. Aberdeen has had games where he's a total stud. So, they're very much eight deep at minimum, if not more.
Yeah. I
Maryland
mean,
is five players.
is it fair to say this? Like, when you're just looking at the five, right? The starting five, there are some similarities here. Like, like some, if you squint, right? If you squint,
Walk me through the similarities. Baby, like treat me like a little tiny little infant that's learning how to crawl for the first time, and you're telling me how.
two good point guards. One's obviously better than the other one. Two good point guards.
A great point guard and a good point guard.
Great point guard, good point guard. They're similar, they're not the same. You got two wings that can shoot the ball and score at a high level. Elijah Martin and Rashard, and then Miguel and Rodney Rice.
We think Miguel and Rice are similar to Elijah Martin and Richard.
Yes.
Okay.
Just as far as I think they're shooting with all those guys. And then
I'm squinting.
you're squinting, okay. And then you have, I think, obviously I would take Maryland's front court, but Florida's front court's no pushovers. I think that they're really good defensively. They're very strong, and I think Alex Condon being like this more of a dynamic, I guess the word is big I would use, has been big in what, Florida's success.
Alex Condon is Derek Queen like.
No,
Ruben Chinyelu is Julian Reese like.
no.
That's where you lost me. You lost me before that, to be
I
honest.
I
But
know I lost you immediately when I started this.
well, I'll actually give a little bit of pro Maryland propaganda here since I'm alluding to the fact that I do think Florida's way better than these guys. And I have taken on the identity of a Maryland hater at times. I've been known to say in group chats and publicly on record, they nicknamed Selton Miguel. I can't really believe that. I can't believe Jalen Rose co opted this after they nearly
Your
lost to
your
Nico
your
Medved.
your guy allowed it.
I mean, dog, we nearly lost to Nico Medved, and we're like printing the t-shirts still. But hey, you made a Sweet 16. You shut me up. When you stumble your way into a Sweet 16, you can do whatever you want, say whatever you want. I say let's give them more nicknames. Honestly, I'm coming up with new ones. For now, though, here's my actual bit of honest Maryland belief for this game. Derek Queen should destroy them, I think. They're going to need it because I don't see a path for Maryland to win this game without Queen going out and being the best player on the floor, even better than Walter Clayton is in the backcourt.
Yeah,
But
but Florida defensively as a front court is really good.
they are. I don't mean to downplay the Florida Bigs whatsoever, but I also do mean to point out that Samson Johnson just went for 10 and 10 against this front court.
Yeah.
Like by the transitive property, a Samson Johnson 10 and 10 game is a 42 and 27 game from Derek Queen. So, like, I watched. You can tell me if you agree or disagree, but I watched the UConn game. I thought UConn hung around in that game because they held up really well inside. They had
Yeah,
14 offensive rebounds.
and I thought, but the thing is, though, I think that was a tough moment. I think that's more of a blip. That was like unfortunate. I don't think that's who they are. That's uncharacteristic of them, in my opinion.
Okay, I guess that's fair.
Yeah, but
So, do you? I mean, Derek Queen's your guy. Do you see a world where he dominates this game?
of course, I see a world where he dominates the game anytime he steps on the floor. But to your point, this is still a sum of the parts type situation with me, and I love Derek Queen. He's not the best player on the floor in this game.
Who is?
Walter Clayton is the best player on the floor.
I just found out that Alex Condon is Australian.
Yeah.
Now I'm really regretting not being in on Florida all year.
Wait, what?
I had no idea that he was.
That's what had you held back?
Yeah, would love that. Love that.
That's insane.
I love it.
Earth's finest.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Gators.
So what does Maryland need to do to make this interesting? Outside of just Queen being great, Maryland plays fast. That plays right into Florida's hands.
So if you're looking at the UConn game, because UConn had them on the ropes, right? If they didn't go five scoreless and were able to box out, they probably beat Florida in that game. Um, but if you look at the likes of how they attacked the offensive glass and what they did, like set wise as well. I thought Hurley did a great job getting sets. It's just that they didn't necessarily get the shots to fall like they needed to win the game. But I think that they need to have some level of physicality and dominance on the offensive glass, which for as good as Queen and Reese are, I think they could even be better at offensive rebound. Like you look at where they're at, what they're 149th in the country in offensive rebounds, given like the team that they had. That's honestly low to me. I feel like they should be a little bit higher than that. But you should see like what UConn's front court was able to do on the offensive glass, and I think Maryland should replicate that. And as I'm talking through this usually happens in previews when I do this. Um, One of the ways that I thought UConn was really good was with the sets that they were running, like I mentioned. I have negative 92% faith that Kevin Willard is going to draw up some heat.
I was gonna say, when do we get to the coaching matchup here? Because Golden's clearly a great rising coach.
He had a stinker in that UConn game though.
I wouldn't say he's at the top of my trust level, but he could be actively earning it. This roster's great. I think Golden can just get too cute sometimes. And Willard, I just straight up don't want to trust, let alone a Willard with a foot out the door, trying to get to Villanova, shitting on his AD.
Yeah,
But
it's not the most ideal scene.
but also that's the Willard that's here. Like they've won 2 games in this tournament, and after the game, his star is like, "Yeah, coach pays us." Like, does anyone care? Anyone actually like Kevin Willard?
I mean, they
Hey,
did.
why should you listen to your coach, Derek? Well, he pays me. Like, come on, dude.
He almost lost to Nico Medvedev, and we needed our NBA draft pick to hit a tough one over Ethan Morton.
It was so tough and it was so nice. Look, I actually really respect this Maryland team. I like watching them play a lot, but I'm just so out on the whole experience of some of
Yeah.
this.
Uh,
Also,
at risk of being wrong, not to jump forward here, but I think Maryland, or sorry, not Maryland, Florida dropped the stinker because I had them winning the title in my bracket. I think they got past the hump of the back-to-back national champions, like maybe some psychological stuff. There's a real world where they blow Maryland's doors off in this game.
it's also real world Maryland wins. Evan Mia, not to spill his bracket, but he picked Maryland to beat Florida in this spot. So looking forward to that. I feel like I had one other thing on this. Maybe not. I don't know. It's been a great season for both these teams. I don't mean to disrespect Maryland this much. They really have been really good and fun. I just also saw Deshaun Harris Smith on the court down 4 with 6 minutes left, airballing threes last game.
Yeah.
It gave me a little PTSD, post Terrapin stress disorder. I'm sorry. It's a postseason Terrapin stress disorder. Kevin Willard, good luck. Let's get to our predictions. Ken Palm has Florida favored by 6. What you got?
I got Florida winning this game 92-78.
And what's Derek Queen's number?
Derek Queen has 15 and 9. I think I love Derek Queen. I think he actually struggles with Florida's front court defensively.
Okay. I believe Maryland will be leading this game at half. Derek Queen will have 16 points and 9 rebounds at half.
Mhm.
Florida will storm back and win this game by 12, and Derek Queen will finish with 17 and 11.
Well, now that it is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS, that's code SLEEPERS, to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code SLEEPERS to take advantage of this amazing offer.